We're talking about the young Scooter situation. Rest in peace, young Scooter. And I am astonished. And I'm not an avid young Scooter fan. I didn't really listen to his music or nothing like that. So I don't hope nobody. Oh my God, he trying to act like he listened to Scooter. You didn't even listen to Scooter, because you know how some people are. But no, I did not listen to young Scooter's music like that. I am, looking into his case. It's very interesting that young Scooter was dealing with a modern woman who allegedly was mad that she couldn't be, because we're still finding out the details. But I got the 911 recording that I'm going to play for y'all here in a second. They're saying that she was mad that she could not be at the party because it was his birthday when he passed away, and since she could not be at the party, she called the police. And this is exactly what I've been talking to you guys about in like previous videos. You guys gotta go down the line and really check out the catalog. But when modern women don't get what they want, it's too easy for them to have the police at their moment's notice. You know what I'm saying? And them being able to exaggerate the story. Oh my God, he's beating a woman half to death. He's beating her half to death. See, what I'm about to play right here is another dude confirming it. When a modern woman, because most of them are, they are narcissists. There's good, what you want to call modern women out there, young women. There's good young women out there, just like there's good dudes. But the ones that you guys are dealing with, salute to you, Jason. I appreciate you for always tapping in. The ones that you guys are dealing with is these narcissistic modern women who are literally trying to ruin your life. I had one tell me personally. She told me, "I am trying to ruin your life. Like, this is my sole goal, to ruin your life." So when y'all dealing with these women, you have to literally get as far away from them as possible. And if you do not get as far as away from them as possible, you will end up going to jail, or you will end up losing your life. Or that's literally what's going to happen. It's just like the streets, because they're from the streets, and they come from usually from backgrounds where it's single parents, where she didn't have a father. Like, that's a big, that's not just a joke. That's a big thing. Same thing with a young man. If he didn't have a father, it's the same type of effect. You know what I'm saying? So if she grew up in a single parent household, even if what if she didn't have her father or her mother, or she didn't have her mother, that's detrimental. You know what I'm saying? They didn't come from a two-parent household, so they tend to, what they do is they tend to move differently. Like, they be the ones that be out here saying like, "Oh, I'm not." Like, a woman's out here saying this today. A modern woman will come out and say, "I'm not just supposed to be cleaning and cooking and taking care of the kids." Like, that's what a modern woman will say, and it's just like, people that understand the roles of what men are supposed to be doing and what women are supposed to be doing, they'll just kind of look at her and stare at her like, "What?" And she won't have, like, she won't have the things that a wife would have or would be having, but she wants to be a wife. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like modern women, they live in a delusional state. That's why I call it white delusion. That's why this lady called the police on this dude, because she feel like she can use these people against him because he's a black man. If this was a white lady calling the police would never have pulled up like this. They would have been like, all right, because they already know this area, so they would have just checked the cameras, seen that nobody else was calling the police, and they would have handled it with precaution. And they would have just been, she just would have sounded crazy. You know what I'm saying? But when she said it was a black man, they instantly blissed it, because literally, that's part of the delusion. When they hear a black person is doing something, they're gonna come out and they're gonna start tweaking. But the whole point is, she should never call the police. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. She should never have called the police at all. You see what I'm saying? But she called the police on him for what reason? To make sure that he was in a fucked up situation on his birthday. Even if it's just like, oh man, they were just supposed to come there and stop the situation, like whatever, because they'll tell themselves anything because they're narcissists. See, narcissists will tell themselves anything to make themselves feel like the reason why they were gaslighting a situation was appropriate. You know what I'm saying? Because they're crazy, they're retarded. So she'll tell herself anything to make herself feel like, man, this was the right situation. I had to call the police because all of this was going on and none of that stuff could have been happening. But since she's such a narcissist, she had to make that situation uneasy for this brother. And he had to go out on his birthday with an uneasy situation that should have never happened. because she was jealous that she could not be there. You see what I'm saying? So they will go to great lengths. They just a lot of men they don't understand narcissists because they are dealing with things. They always dealing with things in a physical energy. But what narcissists do is they doing a backdoor energy. They doing a sly energy, a sneaky energy, passive. It's more passive because they call it passive aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? So calling the police, moving stuff, um, picking at little things. Why aren't your shoes untied? Why are your shoes untied? Like stuff like that. Is narcissists need that and they feed off of stuff like that because that's where they hold their power at. They don't actually hold any physical power in the world, so they have to create chaos. Creating mental chaos is the best thing that they can do. So what she tried to do is she tried to create a mental chaos for the brother Young Scooter at that situation. And depending on his situation, he had to end up running and it's up in the air how he passed away. They shot him. He broke his leg. He, you know what I'm saying? He ruptured his artery or whatever. That's up in the air. But the whole situation, can we all agree that the whole situation was caused by a dumb modern woman who lives in a fallacy, lives in a delusion? Like literally, look at the picture I have on the cover of her. That's where her going to jail with none of the fake hair, none of the fake eyelashes, none of the fake makeup. That's how she actually looks. And then y'all see another picture of her. I'll try to get it and put it on here on the screen with her with all of her makeup on. Of course, she looks completely different. This is what narcissists have to do because narcissists have to always wear a mask because they don't have real emotions. They don't have real feelings or they don't cater to it. See what I'm saying? They try to suppress it. That's why they self sabotage and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We could talk all day about men narcissists and male narcissists, but today the focus is based on white delusion and modern women and how it has hurt them in the grand scheme of things. The men is so simple how like white delusion, all right, dude's playing a video game all day. He doesn't actually know what's going on in the world. He's like a dude like see it's different. See a dude could be successful, he could look successful and have all this stuff, but he'll still be under white delusion. So that's why a lot of people that's why they're able to attack people like Elon Musk. We don't like Elon Musk because Elon Musk is making money, he has a business. We're protesting like that's what white people do. That black people just all right, we're gonna back this because we don't understand what we're supposed to be doing. That's white delusion. And then it's people like Anton Daniels, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, you weren't slaves. So, Anton, that sounds completely stupid when you celebrate the independence of America, July 4th. You celebrate all of these things. See, I was watching this dude who was a police officer. Um, he's a sergeant down in Jacksonville, Florida. He was telling this dude that just came to Jacksonville for the first time. He was like, yeah, why is this like this? He was talking about the architecture. So he's talking about the architecture of the of Jacksonville. And he was just saying, like, why is this over here? Why is that over here? Because they had a fire in 1800s. So they had a fire in 1800s that matters. But to people who are under white delusion, man, that don't matter, man. See, every time it comes to black people getting reparations, it's always like a trigonometry equation. Like it's always like a calculus equation. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. It's literally giving black people the money that they worked so hard for that they never got for 400 years. You see what I'm saying? And that's how selfish people is. That they don't want to give these people in their lineage the money. But those same people that was slaving these people can benefit off of their lineage working for them for free. Still to this day. Like it's not a joke. Like they're literally still benefiting from it. And we call it America. But damn, I hope I didn't just lose that. I might have just lost that. No, I didn't lose it. But he's still alive, so it might go. So yeah.
Do you see or hear anything else?
That's her right there. She
Yeah,
don't
then
even look
she's
the
trying to
same.
get away and they're holding her. She's being held hostage. Like she's trying to.
That's the phone call right there that they listening to. But if a woman, I'm telling y'all, dudes, if a woman is calling the police on y'all, you need to stop dealing with her. As soon as she, the first time she do it, because she has no regard for your life. And in all actuality, she want to see something bad happen to you. Like this young scooter situation, she would like to see something like this happen to you.
12, Jake, all of them, yeah. The po-po. They came to the door, waving the fofo, kicking the happening in that house. Allegedly, a woman, she didn't say her, but a woman was being harmed. As a result, the slave catchers came. All right. Or as they say in the dirty South, the feds came. They also call them, anyway, I can't remember what they would call them, but the slave catchers came. And they came to the house where probably these men were conducting some illegal activities, probably smoking some dope or something like that. And this was his birthday too. Yes,
Speaking
people
of
were
smoking
telling me
dope,
this was his birthday. So they came and they came aggressively towards him. And for what reason, I don't know. And nobody knows he ran. Okay.
dude, listen, and it's crazy because it's like, all right, he ran. So what? None of this situation would never happen if a modern woman was not involved. And you dudes in the streets, y'all get big headed. Y'all be like, man, I'm in the streets. I'm having motion. I'm doing all this stuff. Man, it's only right if I had this bad bitch with me. And that's the last thing you should have did because now you're going to jail. Now the police are on your ass. Now you just gonna pass away because of the police or the people in the street. You in a rock and a hard place. Between a rock and a hard place. That's what the streets is. I'm in between a rock and a hard place, and I rep this shit and I hold it on my shoulder because I like being here. Like it's so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Your own people trying to tell on you, the police trying to capture you, and the people in the streets that y'all don't like, the supposed ops, some more black people that's trying to kill you. Why would you ever want to be in a situation like that? Why would you ever want to be around people like this? I don't know, but this is what some people like, and some people feel like is the life until this life consumes you, and it will consume you. It's not until or when or if. It's not a matter of if. It will.
Red dogs came to the door. All right, 12, the red dogs, whatever y'all want to call them. They came to the door, the slave catchers, the man, 12, Jake, all of them, yeah, the po-po. They came to the door, waving the fofo, kicking in the door, and he skedaddled. Now, when he ran, that's where the story gets twisted because he ends up dead in this scene. So he ends up dying. The conventional wisdom would say that the police killed him. All right, they killed him behind the scene. Nobody knows. They shot him in the leg. He has a leg
This girl
injury,
killed
but
him.
it's to his femoral artery. And people are saying, the authorities are saying, it was him hopping the fence and they got caught up on a wood gate or something like that. He hopped the fence, ruined his femoral artery, and bled out. That has been the final conclusion. Some other people are saying, no, the cop shot him in the leg, in the femoral artery, and he bled out. We don't have any of the body cam footage to determine if this is true. The problem is, let's take that back. We can say that it was a mistake for him to run if he had no reason to run. Maybe he did. Then he dies, but let's go back as to why he died. Okay, this is part of my.
They not gonna focus on that, and that's where we come in at. That's where we come in at, y'all. This man died because this girl called the police on him and decided to play police games. And now she can argue all they want. Oh, they wasn't supposed to kill. They killed him. He wasn't supposed to die. Oh my gosh, that was some fake fluke. Whatever happened has happened. This man has passed away because this woman called the police on him for no reason. No reason. None. None. She had no reason to call the police on him. She actually did what y'all consider ratting in the streets. She was literally with them doing whatever operation or whatever they had going on in that household, and then she left and called the police on these people because they did not want her there anymore on this man's birthday. Despite what he tried to do or flee or whatever. Despite running from the police, having certain etiquette. I know somebody gonna get it. You gotta have a certain etiquette around the police, and when the police come around, you gotta sit up straight, answer questions. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could be a square, whatever y'all like to call it. Y'all could do whatever you like to talk about. The police will kill the. These people have unalived a child on a playground. Why would you ever try to play? And they all have the same mentality. That's why they have their own flag, just like the Confederate flag. People keep on doing different variations of flags. It's a Black Lives Matter slash trans flag, LGBTQ flag. It's a it's a Blue Lives Matter flag. Y'all all got your own flags. Who's doing that? The Confederates. These people are communists, and I keep on telling y'all, black people that's trying to that's on the right way. That's not calling police on people for no reason. That's not poisoning and killing their communities. That's not doing all of this other shit. It's just trying to relax and chill and live life. Y'all are not a part of this country, and people don't like us. They don't want us around. They don't like us. It's the truth. You have to accept that. You have to Oh man, I forgot to make Jason a mod. Add as moderator. Manager moderator. Alright, you a mod now, Jason. I remember I had to do that. But yeah, these people, they just want to see y'all messed up in a bad situation. They are narcissists. They want to see y'all messed up in a bad situation, fucked up. That's all. Get away from them. Get them as far away from them as you can. Get as far away from them as you can. If you don't, you'll continuously be in a fucked up situation where you end up costing you your life or your freedom. I don't care what nobody says. It everybody could be against you. This and that and third. Stay away from these people because all they want to do is anger you and put you in between a rock and a hard place. You have to deal with them. You have to deal with them on a very very neutral level. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because they like to find people that have anger issues. That's just good people. People that's just trying to stay on the straight and narrow. People that's been pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. They're not gonna help you. They're not gonna care about your situation. They're not gonna have any type of empathy. Men and women. These people that's claim to be in the streets and all this other shit. This is the type of shit that they do. So imagine running around with some people. Oh, we never gonna tell. We never gonna do none of this. But you, the person that you least suspecting, because y'all overlook these females. Oh man, this girl, she ain't gonna do nothing. She don't never say nothing. She just sit here and smoke weed. She not gonna do. Bro, this girl then told on you and everything. Told them everything that you got, everything that you all the operations you got going on, all types of shit. Right? This woman called the police and started talking about somebody else that was in the house that didn't call the police for themselves, didn't have a situation to say about themselves, not supporting her call to the police because it's fake. She's saying that she's getting beat up in the house. Nobody has encountered this. Nobody has record of this. Nobody has pictures proving that a girl was being beat up at Young Scooter's residence or wherever Young Scooter was at. But she said it was, and she said somebody was fighting for their life there. You gotta understand that. And then when she got caught, she's gonna tell y'all in this. She's gonna tell y'all in this recording after she gets caught that yeah, she was calling the police because that was happening to her. But on the call, she did not say it was happening to her. I'm trying to tell y'all, these modern women, they are narcissists. Not all of the, because I'm modern, I'm a young woman, and I'm not like this, and I'm not, you're trying to generalize. No, I'm not. We all know it's a modern woman, and it's a modern metrosexual male that y'all have created. This is all stemming from Democrat mindsets. This lady that called the police on Young Scooter, I can bet my bottom dollar she's a Democrat. But I digress. This is what free agent lifestyle is commentating. He's about to play the police recorder.
My story now. Why he died.
The police call.
What caused this scene to go left is this right here. Atlanta police arrest woman for her alleged false 911 call that led
False
to the
accusation.
rapper Young Scooter's
She should
death.
go to jail,
We're going
right?
to take you to it right here.
Wrong.
And it says on April 1st, 2025, 31-year-old Demetria Spence was taken into custody by the Atlanta Red Dog Police Department, charged with transmitting a false public alarm under their code. And it says if serious bodily harm or death results from the response of a public safety agency. So this is what she's going to be charged with. Ms. Spence was wanted for her involvement in making the false 911 call regarding a person's injury deceased incident that occurred.
Salute you, Jason, man. Salute you, man.
Transported to the Fulton County Jail for processing. And as you can see, a total strag. Not a surprise. When you mess with strags, you get fleas or death. When you mess with strags, you get fleas or death. All right, so here's the story. Now, let me go ahead and pull up the 911 call. Let me see if they have it all set up here. All right, this is also from the Atlanta police here. Here we go. Sound on right here. Here we go. Here we go.
This lady's a total narcissist, y'all. This lady don't look in this picture, and I'm not saying it's just one picture of her, but I'm just saying this lady don't look nothing like her mugshot. So Young Scooter might have thought he knew this lady. He probably never seen this lady how she looked in his mugshot. Y'all gotta understand who y'all dealing with, bro. That's her right there. She don't look nothing like how she looked in his mugshot. Then y'all wondering why men is out here putting in fake hair and getting like Bandman Kevel getting BBLs and stuff, because they look up to women as well. I'm not saying a woman isn't supposed to wear makeup, a woman isn't supposed to have hair extensions. They could do all of that. But I'm saying sometimes they go overboard, and that should tell you about their character as well. They're not comfortable with themselves. So when you tell them you don't want to be with them anymore, she's going to call the police on you, which is going to result into your death.
For every action, this is part A. You guys didn't have part A. You guys only had part B. And the narrative is.
Sorry. This is her response to it. Obviously, not taking accountability. Here's the 911 call right here.
At all.
There was literally a shooting. The house, literally the neighbors next door at the house of the address that I just gave you.
This is supposed to
there is literally a whole domestic dispute going on. There's like 7 guys that live in this house. And then, I'm sorry, what is my name?
Okay. Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, so I'm the neighborhood watch, and basically like I said, these guys they're like selling drugs in and out of the house. All you see is guys coming in and out of the house with guns and stuff. They holding guns in the air, and then it's like, I'm not sure if they're pimping, but it's the situation that's going on right now.
Let me stop here. Every time you hear literally, you know she lying. And I'm gonna tell you, man. Shout out to Corey Holcomb, who is running away with my Daffy Duck with the.
Bro, this lady just implicated this man in the whole RICO. She said he's selling drugs in the house and he's sex trafficking. That's at least 15 to 20 years. But I'm pretty sure people in the area are really doing stuff like that. She just put this man in the whole RICO case because she mad that she couldn't be where he was.
With the bill shot off. I mean, he running away with it and claiming it is his. All right, but listen. This is the woman. This is the mugshot of the strap. This is why I tell you Negroes. I've been telling y'all this, especially you Southern Negroes. This whole thing about how fine they are and these women, that she got ass though. I have to question some of you Negroes right here because, this is why I don't do wigs. This is why I have a no strag and a no wig policy. Cause yes, she looks like Daffy Duck with the bill shot backwards. Corey Holcomb, come on, bruh. This is the same woman. This is the same woman. Okay. Now, this is mind boggling to me. Just complete evidence as to why I could not snatch a wig off in the middle of fornication with the woman and she looked like this. I mean, this is just tragic. And she, look, because look, she'll put the makeup and the wig on and but she's still talking like a strag. Well, the reason why is yes. I mean, come on. I mean, this is mind boggling. Okay, somebody said how? Wigs, that's how, man. It's wigs. Yeah, the makeup is one thing, but it's the wigs, man. These wigs should be these wigs are in the spirit of Satan. They're literally the biggest form of bitchcraft you can possibly find out today. I told you I cannot do this. My dick will go limp forever, man. Forever. So if I see a wig, it's an automatic no. It's an automatic no. No question about it, man. Soon as I see a wig, it's a no ski. I don't care if you white, black, Puerto Rican, Asian. Soon as I see wig, it's a no. All right, because I know what's up under that wig, man.
So it's just like that, y'all. These women, they believe that they're the person. They believe like she believed that she really looked like this, like all of this. She really believed that she looked like that versus how she looked in her mugshot. Now you men, y'all basically be walking around with our mugshot on all day, every day, 24/7. Us real men. I don't know about you other guys who get your fingernails um painted and get extensions and y'all call them. That's basically like weave, right? And I don't know what y'all guys be doing, but y'all be doing it. But I'm talking about real men. We walking around basically with our 24/7 mugshot on, right? Um, this right here is a delusion that they live in all day. It's called Whyte delusion. So that's why she feels like, I'm gonna call and be prissy. I could call the police, and the police are gonna get there, and they're gonna just arrest him and ruin his life. No, the police are gonna get there, and they're going to unalive him because now he's in a situation where he has to fight for his freedom, and it's all caused by you. And they're saying that it's fake accusations. So, oh, it doesn't matter. No, this is literal proof of what a modern woman will do to you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have anything to do with a manosphere or a red pill community. This is just proof of it. Because all of the dudes that sit up here and binge watch this shit and all of this and make it a movement and all that shit. Like I'm telling y'all about Anton and how he's doing that shit, which is just like I'm gonna show y'all his video where he's arguing with this dude in the street, and they just look completely foolish because they don't have a sense of the politics that they immerse themselves into every day. They don't actually know what's going on or why what's happening is happening. But we're gonna get there. But this lady, she believes that she's this person that's in this picture right here. She doesn't actually understand that she's the person that's in her mugshot. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's great. Like it's a whole psychology. Yes, it's a whole psychology. It's craziness. It's wickedness within the black community. It's not fair, and it gives them kind of like these police like it gives them kind of like it gives them a free shot, and it puts your hands behind your back when you deal with these kind of women because in the end it's going to end with a situation with you and you could just be a regular, they would call a regular guy, you know what I'm saying, just working, living your life. They would try to paint you as this all-out monster, so as you want to get away from them, deal with them accordingly, deal with them with third parties watching, always record what they send to you, and when you talk, don't get them pregnant. When you get them pregnant, deal with them the correct way with legalities and pictures and recordings. Don't, because you will end up in a situation whereas you'll be painted as some type of. And then the police, every time the police get notice of situations like so, if young Scooter was still alive, there would be like a record of this. Is what you guys don't know, and they won't tell you. There will be a record of young Scooter um, under his government name that he has the police has been called on him. This is why the dispatcher kept on asking all these questions. They ask these questions for a reason. What's your name? What's the person's that's doing the abusing name? What's the person that's getting abused name? What's the color of the house? What's the address? What are they wearing? What they need every type of description because when you get described to the police, they take down all this information and then they put it like in a little journal information. So the little journal information that comes up on your record or whatever, it comes. So if say young Scooter really did beat the girl up, and then like 2 days later down the line, they'd be like, oh yeah, we had the police call to the same address saying that young Scooter was doing this. We couldn't find the evidence then, but now it's all out there in the open. He beat the girl to death. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Then they would come and then arrest young Scooter. You see what I'm saying? But if they just call the police and you're just getting a police call to you, it's still going on the record. But what she didn't understand is this going on the record as you are calling the police on somebody, creating a false accusation, which is also a crime. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like a lot of them they don't think like this because they have a narcissistic mindset. So um they're like ruling the world with an iron fist, but it's really the opposite. And they don't understand their place in the world. So when they do stuff like this, they think that there won't be no repercussions um, that will come with it because they're just lying, living a fantasy that they always live, and it's sick and it's twisted. But let's just listen to this shit, man. This shit crazy.
Hey man, soon as I see a wig, it's a no ski. I don't care if you white, black, Puerto Rican, Asian. Soon as I see wig, it's a no. All right, because I know what's up under that wig, man. All right, but let's continue with her lying ass story. They're literally doing this. By the way, she might be telling the truth. They're pimping. She didn't got up with everything. They shooting guns. They pimping. She says ninjas is outside. All right, that's what she said. I wish a nigga would. Okay.
This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. He literally fought the girl. I'm not sure.
Essentially, this is the black version of Karen. You know what I'm saying? This is like the black Karen, and it's in the modern woman. And what they are going to do is they are going to somehow mess your life up. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's gonna see it coming. You're not gonna see it coming because you're in love with this person. You want to be with this person, and you think that this is really them. You think that this is really them. In all actuality, that's not really them. It's all a facade. It's all fake. It's not real. It's not real at all. And they want it to be real. You want it to be real. And at the end of the day, she she looks in her mugshot and she has three, four, 5 kids. I'm not saying this girl in particular, but she has 3 kids, 4 kids. She's not with none of the fathers. You're gonna find out why. You're gonna find out why. You're gonna find out why they're calling these dudes simps. You wanna find out why, you're gonna find out why. And it's not gonna be pleasant. It's gonna be a sad situation. It's probably gonna end in a situation like this where she's calling the police on you and the police come in all uh the police come in all gun ho and ready to take you out because they got a free kill now. From the stuff that they described on the phone, that you are a fucking El Chapo drug lord. You know what I'm saying? So, hey,
What they was fighting over, if they was fighting over drugs, that's what it sounded like.
Sounded.
There was literally a shooting.
Man, if you use literally 5 times, you know you lying. There was literally a shooting. How does she know all this?
It sounded like they were fighting over drugs. Um, and then they started shooting. She had someone come over there and they started shooting.
Goodness.
But the house needs to be investigated. They're definitely doing they're doing illegal stuff over there and it's disturbing the area.
Fire.
Yeah.
I would say 3. It was 3.
I would say 3. Goodness. They shooting. They doing drugs, they selling drugs, they pimping, they literally fighting. There's a girl over there getting raped and assaulted. She just adding
Preposterous.
to more and more of the story out here. And rest in peace to that's Toure. Rest in peace to the rapper. As a result, he ran, which I just don't get. Somebody's gonna tell me why he ran.
When did it happen?
It's happening now.
Oh,
what
right
some of
now.
you niggas gotta focus on, because some of y'all still stuck in the mindset that all of this is real. It doesn't matter why young Scooter ran. He could run all he want. He's free. Does that have to result? This is how perplexed y'all minds are, and how like turns out to this way that these people, the white delusion. Oh, young Scooter, he should have never ran, so that's why they killed him. Like, bro, you can run. When a white crackhead or a black crackhead or somebody run in somebody's backyard and jump a gate and do something, they just start chasing them. They don't automatic or tase them. They don't automatically shoot the person. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's just crazy. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? If he broke his leg at the same time, it's like, all right, none of this would never had happened, y'all. And there's some people that can't wrap their mind around it. They're like, no, I need to be selling Fetty Wap and be next to this. I need to have this next to me while I'm selling Fetty Wap. This, this, this. I need to have this next to me. Who immediately, as soon as I say get away from me, is immediately calling the police, telling them everything I have going on. This literally happens all the time. It's being publicized like this because of young Scooter's uh, popularity and who he was in the community as a rapper. But this happens every single day. The police is getting called on you because you have not vetted a woman and had them around you to whereas they could cause detrimental. Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate you for supporting the podcast. You have this woman next to you who's going to create a detrimental uh, situation in your life just off the simple fact of jealousy, envy, hatred. It's sad, it's sick, and it's disgusting, y'all. It's really disgusting. Salute the divine retribution. I had a feeling that was you. But it's sad, it's sick, and it's disgusting. And this is the type of lifestyle that they come with, and this is why they're always saying applying pressure and doing all this other shit is because you have to be consumed with them at all times, or they will have a breakdown, which involves them usually calling the police, talking about you manically to other people, just spewing out a whole bunch of hatred, lies, um, and just doomsday. They're doomsday all the time. You know what I'm saying? They're doomsday all the time, talking about God knows what. They're never talking about anything of growing, any type of passive income, or they're always talking about sex. It's always gonna be they're always gonna be talking about their hair. Like I could tell you the first thing they're gonna tell you is like they want to do get surgery done on their body. This is the first type of thing they're gonna tell y'all because they're insecure about themselves. So what I'm telling y'all though is the real life truth about these people. You want to get away from them, and it's crazy, y'all. I'm talking. You feel like I'm talking about a woman? It's dudes like this as well. It's dudes like this, like extremely, like I'm talking about extremely, like I'm not talking about just like getting your teeth done or something like that. I'm talking about like they're going the extra mile. You know what I'm saying? So you have to get away from these people because these people are going to cause a detrimental shift in your life. Detrimental shift in your life, which is only two directions. You either going to be passing away or you're going to be going to jail.
And the girl is hurt. because she was like bleeding profusely, like blood everywhere.
How do you know?
Okay.
Yeah, even the 911 call don't mention it. She said she bleeding profusely. You would have to, for this amount of detail, you would have to be.
This lady just saying all this with a stone cold. Like, notice how she's saying and stuff. She's bleeding profusely, and yeah, what?
For the story out here. And rest in peace to the, well, that's Toure.
Bro, just listen to
Rest
her.
in peace to the rapper. As a result, he ran, which I just don't get. Somebody's gonna tell me why he ran.
God,
When did it happen?
it's happening now.
Oh, right now.
Yes, and the girl is hurt because she was like bleeding profusely, like blood everywhere.
How do you know?
Okay.
Yeah, even the 911.
She said the girl is hurt. She was just bleeding profusely, like everywhere. She just saying stuff like she's just saying stuff that she's seen like in a movie or something. This is how I told y'all they all think that they're like in a reality TV show, movie or something. Like this is how their brain move. If a girl was bleeding profusely, right, and you're not even at the scene anymore, and that's the last time you saw her, that's how you saw her bleeding profusely, she probably bled out, she probably died by now. So you probably was supposed to call the police a lot earlier, and you probably would be, if you just seen somebody bleeding profusely, you probably would have much more, you would probably have like much more urgency in your voice. It wouldn't just sound like, oh yeah, she's bleeding profusely. Yeah, like what? And it's the type of stuff like it's just like the screws aren't there.
One call don't mention it. She said she bleeding profusely. You would have to, for this amount of detail, you would have to be on the scene. But she knows all of this detail, and she's the neighborhood watch.
Do you see or hear anything else?
Yeah, she's trying to get away, and they're holding her. She's being held hostage, like she's trying to. They brought her.
She
The
just
guy
said
that was
this lady was bleeding profusely. And then she said they holding her hostage, and she's trying to get away. Yeah.
She bleeding profusely. You would have to, for this amount of detail, you would have to be on the scene. But she knows all of this detail, and she's the neighborhood watch.
Do you see or hear anything else?
Yeah, she's trying to get away, and they're holding her. She's being held hostage, like she's trying to. They brought her. The guy that was fighting her, she ran outside naked, and then he was fighting her outside.
Oh wow!
And then there was another commotion.
Another one.
She tried to get away. He dragged her back in the house. So now,
wow, she's seeing a whole bunch.
Now they're at the door, literally fighting. It sounded like they were fighting over drugs.
Yeah.
Trying to get out. He's refusing to let her out. And it's like 7 guys in the house.
How do you know? Damn. I mean, now she know how many dudes are in there. She's beating profusely. She ran out of the house naked. I mean, look, we've seen this level of lying a lot. And they get away with it. We seen the woman.
They just get away with it because this is what the modern world wants. They like to have crazy narcissists running around doing stuff like this so they can have a free kill. So they can put you in a situation whereas you break a leg and die. Somebody, why would you, man? That wasn't their fault. You should have ran. There's another third. You had to run. Nah, bro. This all happened because of some crazy modern woman that you, black man, shouldn't be dealing with. You shouldn't, just don't deal with them. Don't deal with them. You got white women that act like this. They got Chinese women that act like it. You shouldn't deal with them. Find you a woman that you go ask her. That's what I'm asking them. Is you gonna call the police on me for no reason? How do you feel about police? How do you feel about calling police for no reason? Like, if she don't look at me crazy and like, no, I don't do that. Like, that's crazy. Like, oh, I don't like police. I don't deal with the police. Da da da. Then it's cool. But if she starts like acting weird, like if I would need to call the police, oh nah, because I'm not that type of dude. I have no reason to be trying to barricade a woman, stop a woman from. I'm gone because I already know where this is going. I already know where this is leading to. It's gonna lead to you going to jail. They don't pull up when they pull up and they say black woman doing something to a black woman, something. They don't pull up asking, all right, where's the black woman? No, they pull up, all right, where is he? Where is the black man? Black coats, black jeans, da da da. Where is he at? All right, he's over here. All right, get him and take him. And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna grab him first. Even when you call, even some of you go, oh, I'm gonna call the police on you, and you try to call the police on your girl, and let her call you, let her call you unseen, let her call you everything in the book, but you get away from her if she's doing something to you. You're like, no, I'm not going nowhere. This is my house, and I'm calling the police on your ass. The police will get up there and shoot you. And you called it. Then the police get up there and shoot Sonya Massey, and she called the police. So this is y'all got to stop playing with these people. You don't call the police. It's just you think and you heard and you seen. I'm just calling the police, playing police games because I don't got nothing else to do. And I'm like, no, the police will get up there and somebody be then died because you called the police. And the police not gonna be like, man, we did it and this and that. No, they're gonna be like, nah, why that bitch called the police? Yeah, she called us over there. People running, motherfuckers got guns, and she created this whole situation. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all, bro. This is the type of people that's in the community, and y'all feel like it's cute to deal with and have on your arm, and that motherfucker be the whole reason why, the sole reason why you in jail or you in the afterlife.
In Alabama, say she saw a kid walking down and then she got kidnapped in the woods by a man wearing an orange wig. Okay, we heard that one. I mean, many of these stories have been coming out over the years, over decades of women just lying about shit. All right, and I had a lying Hall of Fame show one time, a woman's lying Hall of Fame. All right, starting with Emmett Till's accuser and down the line, and it seems like Paul Mooney said, it seems like it's always 1-800 blame a nigga. All right,
Yes,
so if you want to lie on the nigga, all right, just call him up 1-900 blame a nigga. All right, and then just throw a nigga out there. There's a nigga out here doing something, and then he dies.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on here. I mean, what happened? Did they reject her or something like that? Like, wow.
Yes.
This is crazy.
There's also a child in danger as well because she has a baby.
That's
Can you give me a description of the male?
She put a Rico on.
Black.
The male is like has like a caramel complexion, low haircut.
Is he black, white, Hispanic, or Asian?
He's black and he drives.
What color shirt and pants do he have on?
Blue, regular blue jeans and like a regular like t-shirt. And I think you guys should get here quick because this girl he's really hitting her. And it's a child involved. There is like 7 guys in the house, and they all have guns. You guys need to hurry and get here before she doesn't make it.
Man, we already have help organized for her. What's
trying to get out? He's refusing to let her out.
Man, so
she bleeding profusely.
We hear this story.
Yo, see how she just kept lying? She just keep lying. She probably lying right now in jail. She bleeding profusely. They won't let her out. She outside now. Now she back inside. She's still bleeding profusely. It's a child outside. They beating her up. They all got guns. I know. How you know? Oh, I just know. I'm like, what? Are you there? No, I'm not there. Like, these people are crazy. Salute to you, Shots, man. Salute to everybody, man. The VI crew, man. Voltron crew, salute to y'all. This lady up here lying, y'all. This the reason why Young Scooter dead. This the reason why Young Scooter dead. This, what do you call him? Strag, wench, whatever you want to call him. Because YouTube don't like when I call them the truth. When I call them the truth and I call them what they really supposed to be called, and I call them their real name, YouTube be like, oh, no, Viral, you tripping. You got 1 view on this video. But y'all said in the back, y'all said in the studio, I got 500. No, YouTube like, no. Oh, what did he say about the fake Jews? Oh, no. They stripped the whole live down. I seen what y'all did, YouTube. On that morning live, ain't nobody that y'all thought anybody seen that. Y'all seen that. My people seen that. But it's all right though, man. And it's crazy. She did do bad. She did bad, man. Just listen to her, man. It's the reason why Young Scooter dead, man. All over a modern woman lying on him. And it's okay if you are a modern woman, just you're not one of the bad ones. But you are going to get the bad name, just like men are getting a bad name for certain things that we might not even resonate with and don't got nothing to do with us. Y'all are getting a bad name because this is the type of stuff that's going on with our people, and it's a detrimental cycle, and it's happening over and over and over again. This is the white delusion, like dude just said. Emmett Till call the police on a black man not doing anything. This black lady, she's doing the same thing, like I just told y'all. These black women, a lot of them are turning into Karens, and a lot of them are doing it younger and younger, and it's like a whole version of a Karen. It's just like it's just craziness. They have to have this drama in their life. They have to be calling the police, or the police showing up, dude dealing with drugs and all this other stuff. That lifestyle, that really like all that shit, bro. They have to have this going on, this facade going on, because like I told y'all, in their mind, they're living a movie. So in her head, she thought she was gonna call the police. The police was gonna show up, arrest him. She was gonna laugh behind the scenes and sip some wine, a glass of wine, and do all this other shit. No, you about to go to jail because you're black doing a false accusation. You're not Becky doing the false accusation. You're a black lady that we don't even really care about. That shows that we don't care about you. Let's plaster your face, boom. Your mugshot. She ugly as a bitch, right? She don't take care of her real hair and her real facial features. She always putting on cakes of makeup and fake wigs instead of appreciating her real self. So she's trying to tear down you now. He's trying to tear down you now. These narcissists in the black community, you cannot deal with them. They call it the streets. It's all a facade. It's to tear you down, black man, black woman. Get away from these people. Love yourself enough to get away from these type of people and not have them on your hip, on your arm.
Regular blue jeans and like a regular like t-shirt. And I think you guys should get here quick because this girl he's really hitting her, and it's a child involved. There is like 7 guys in the house and they all have guns. You guys need to hurry and get here before she doesn't make it.
Man, we already have help organized for her. What's
trying to get out? He's refusing to let her out.
Man, so okay, so we hear this story here. Let me see.
There's
So we have her now admitting to calling the authorities to the home where young Scooter was, and she says, "I was physically abused, so I called to protect myself." Okay, here we go.
This is where they start thinking, all right, I'm a woman, so I'm talking about other women. I'm talking to a woman on the phone, and you know, y'all know what it's like to be abused. I was being abused, and I saw it to protect. I called to protect myself. At the neighborhood watch, I started telling y'all how this dude was beating a girl profusely. She was bleeding in the street profusely in the street. They don't live in real world. She put hella sauce on the call. Yeah, like they don't live in the real world. They think they live in a reality show, a movie or something. What she describing it, it only could be seen in a movie or something. Like, what the hell? Fuck is she talking about?
There's a reaction for every action. What? This is part A. You guys didn't have part A. You guys only had part B. And the narrative, it looks like I was trying to set this man up because you guys don't have part B. I'm giving you part B. Okay. I'm giving you what led up to the call. What? I was physically.
This is a narcissist. I'm gonna tell you what happened that never happened. What are you talking about? I'm talking about something that never happened. Why aren't you agreeing with me? And it don't make sense, and it don't match up, and the points don't connect. The dots don't. What are you talking about? You mad at me because I'm lying? This is a narcissist.
Abused. So I called to protect myself.
Oh, see, you were physically abused, or did you get in a fight? You got into a fight with them. You tried to get some drugs for free. They told you to kick rocks, and then you were mad and you called. All right, so you are a part of this. You were physically abused. So as you hear the abuse card, you know they're lying. I was physically abused. Okay, let me hear it.
That's the issue. That's part A.
What?
I never had any intentions to get anybody hurt. I was the one that was getting hurt.
How?
And I came here to say my truth. That's it. That's all. I don't want no clout. I don't want any.
Yo, she was getting hurt. They just showed her own mugshot. She had no bruises on her face, no nothing. It's on my cover. She don't got no bruises on her face or nothing. So how was you getting hurt? What do you mean you was getting hurt? You wasn't getting hurt. You just called the police, made a false accusation. You were lying, also known as lying, right? Because you couldn't do whatever the fuck you want to do. You're a narcissist. You gotta understand that you're a narcissist. So you're a narcissist. You said I don't have any power on real life. I don't have any physical power. So let me be in my white delusion and call these police officers to come and do my dirty work. Because I already know there's a preconceived notion on black men. So I'm gonna tell them that he's sex trafficking. I'm gonna tell them a child is in danger. I'm gonna tell them that I'm gonna tell them a whole RICO. I'm gonna tell them he's selling drugs. I'm gonna tell them that he has a whole bunch of illegal firearms. That's what you're implying because it's not illegal to have a firearm. I'm implying that he shouldn't be having a firearm. He's having illegal firearms. That's what I'm implying because I'm pretty sure they're in Georgia. They have a stand your ground law, and you know what I'm saying. It's not illegal to have a firearm. There's nothing wrong with that. But he's having one though. They're having one. So now I just basically told the police there's a bunch of criminals walking around with illegal guns, endangering a child and selling drugs. Despite the fact that this dude ran, despite all of that stuff, that he passed away, was it from him, the artery? Was it from them shooting him? We don't know. Right? The gate, all of that. This is why she called the police. And they said none of this was going on. So the police got there, the police checked everything out, the police took pictures, did their evidence thing, did their law and order CVU thing, SVU thing, they did the whole thing. Y'all know, right? When they come and they take the pictures and they do all the stuff, and they said, man, all of this stuff that she was talking about was not happening. Now they want to take this girl to jail. This man's life is gone. She might be able to get freedom again and see the light of day again. But this man's life is gone because of this person lying on him, calling the police on him. Something in her mind is just, oh man, I called the police and they said, but they was doing it to me. So your life is gone. Your life is gone. The narcissist, she's still being a narcissist. This is why you gotta get away from narcissists. You don't stick around and try to help them and try to and grow them and try to make them stop being, because you will be gone and passed away. And a narcissist will still be holding their ground like, nope, it wasn't my fault because I lied on them and called the police on them when I was just over there. Could be implicated in this so-called crime that I'm expressing so bad. But no, I'm going to call the police on you and tell them something that's not happening. Somebody's over here dying when it's not happening. Right? And then I'm gonna get online and I'm gonna still continue to lie to everybody and be a narcissist and tell them you don't understand part B. What are you talking about? They don't live in real world. They don't. This is why they have a bunch of children by a bunch of different partners and still be in no relationship, single, no relationship with the kids, none of that. Because they are a narcissist. They don't care about nobody. They don't care about their family. They don't care about none of this shit. They don't have no actual goal. They're not in their role as a man or a woman or none of that shit. A narcissist will come up and tell you they won't even be working on the project. They'll come and tell you, man, you gotta do woo 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 woo, and you have actual progress that everybody can see. It's actual progress there that everybody can see, and they'll tell you, man, fuck all that, da da da. All right, so how do you do this? And you start asking them like, yeah, how do you do this and how do you do that and what would you do? And they don't have an answer for it. They'll say, man, I wouldn't do anything. All right, so what would you do? Shit, I wouldn't do nothing. So you never even been at this point, but you're trying to tell me about this point. And then you're gonna lie about it. Then you're gonna just completely lie about it, and then if it's their way or the highway. So you just believe that's how you have to do it. You have to deal with somebody like this in your life. And she'll say you have to deal with this and understand this in order to get married to her. But she still will want you to do all the stuff that she just was describing as going on so bad. She'll still want you to be a part of that stuff, but she'll be like, oh, no, you got to understand why I did this and did that. No, you have to take this type of person into jail because mentally they are not all there. Like, mentally something is wrong with them. I know it sounds crazy. I know to some people, there's a normal person that's not dealing with these type of people, they would not understand. A dude that hasn't dealt with a lot of females and stuff like that and hasn't been around these females like that, these modern women, he would not understand what I'm talking about right now. You literally cannot have these women around you or this will happen. There wasn't I just talking about Xavier Worthy, how the girl called the police on him. Now look at young Scooter. I'm literally giving you real life examples. Boom, 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 boom. Showing you will either go to jail because mentally you're not going to be able to, like, the type of stuff and the type of things that they come up with, because it's just like it's like they hold games. They feel like in their head they're Saw and they hold games and they could control everything, but really it's all a facade. It's not real. So the girl thought she could control Xavier Worthy career, and thank y'all for hitting the like button. I appreciate y'all for likes. Salute to y'all, man. They think that she's control Xavier Worthy. I'm gonna control Xavier Worthy and call the police on him and end his NFL career. But the whole time Xavier Worthy get out the next day. So he thought I was gonna control young Scooter, call the police and make him go down there and tell him he endangering children, selling drugs, a whole RICO, and killing a girl actively right now. The dispatcher like, what? He's killing a girl right now? The police are getting all word of this. She think she's just talking to some girl on the phone and yeah, don't you know, like she talking to one of her friends. This is how they would call the police. Like they just talking to one of their friends. You want to get as far as away from these women as possible. Don't even play no games. Dudes who act like this. It's dudes y'all be around in the streets. They call them gangster rats and all this other stuff. Get away from these people. People that claim they're in the streets. Get away from them people. Because you're going to get immersed into that. These are different type of narcissist people who set up traps in their own lives and your life and don't give a damn about the consequence. And you know what the consequences are? Life or jail. Losing your life in this realm that we know it. Going to the afterlife or going to jail. That's where you're going.
All these troll pages, y'all don't know me. None of y'all know me at all.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I'm a woman.
There it is. I'm a woman.
What I just said. What I just said. What do that mean? This is how they see the world. They see the world like black and white, like a fucking, what do we call them? B words? They see the world like black and white, like a fucking dog. A man and a woman, and this, I'm a woman. What are you talking about? You just called the police and said this man was endangering a child. Like, this is why I keep on saying what she has done. so you can understand what she's saying isn't making any sense. So the police get there. You just called the police as a grown woman and told them that he's endangering a child. He's selling illegal drugs. You said they have firearms. It's not illegal to have a firearm, but are they people that aren't supposed to be having firearms? Are they felons? Are they? Why are you saying that these people have firearms? They must be felons. They're black. You say they have a girl there that's they're actively unaliving, who's bleeding profusely. You say the cognitive sense isn't there with them. The screws aren't turning. Their brain is not firing off how it's supposed to be. I'm trying to tell y'all.
The moral high ground, I won't lie, and men beat me up and they kill and rob and steal and rape. She's just pulling the woman card out. At the end of the day, I'm a woman, so believe me. At the end of the day, I'm a woman. Why would I lie? You gave more details about the fake story than the story of you being physically abused. And then so she ain't say I ain't lying. She just saying I'm a woman. So believe me. And I was physically abused. He was abusive. He was abusive towards me.
And I was physically abused
How?
multiple times.
How?
Y'all want to know what's crazy? This woman probably would not be in jail right now if she had actual proof of young Scooter abusing her. Like if she had actual pictures of young Scooter like bloodied her eye or some shit, and he was walking around after, and she didn't turn the camera, all type of shit. Like if she had actual proof of like young Scooter like beating on her and shit like that, and yelling and doing all types of crazy shit, and like I said, like actual proof of her face being messed up, she probably wouldn't be in jail right now. But the fact that she just lied and continuing with the lie, she's probably lying right now. Um, it just shows that they're not there mentally, and you shouldn't deal with them no matter how they look. They could look like that. You know what I'm saying? They could look like that one day. Doesn't matter how she looks in the moment. Get out the moment. Stop being so emotional.
The brick lady. We got the brick lady. We got that woman from Alabama. There was another woman that I was bringing up too, Rosa Parks. All right, but the shit don't end, bruh. I mean, it's just one lie after the other. And here's the problem with it is that you guys don't realize that in the course of history, lies of women have changed the world. Changed the world. It changed laws, it changed outlooks, it changed, customs, mores, norms, religion. One woman lies, it changes the world. Because what happens is we come
back, y'all. I had to go get my food, y'all. I ain't eat all day, y'all. I had to go get my food.
What? Oh, we need to rescue her. We believe it. Damsel in distress. Wow, some of these abusive men, these vulgar men. But women, one woman has a lie, it changes the whole world. That's how important a woman's truth is.
Mm.
And that's why we have to punish these women for doing this. Rape allegations. Jesus. Dude, this woman changed the whole curse of the world for 2,000 years by just saying, well, I don't know how this baby got in my stomach.
Mm.
Wars have been started. Kingdoms have been crushed. And yes, have men been pieces of shit? Absolutely. But this is why when they say believe all women, it is absolutely dangerous. So much so that
But it overshadowed. That's why, as a man, you gotta have a purpose, because it overshadowed everything a woman doing. Because that's just how everybody look at it in the world. And people don't care. They don't give a fuck.
the woman who was over the Me Too movement, that she separated from the idea of believing all women. This is why when I challenge you, guys, never believe a woman, right? You got to have proof. You have to have information. You have to have a whole bunch of shit. Well, what if it's your daughter? No, don't fuck that, bruh. We ain't dealing with all that. Let me hear the details. I don't care if it's my daughter or not. Well, you got to believe your daughter. No, I don't, motherfucker. I don't have to believe.
Yeah, hear what Lucky just said? That's how women think. And that's how some bitch ass dudes think. That's my daughter, so I gotta believe her. Nigga, what? What you talking about, nigga? You don't believe your mama? You gonna, that's what them niggas was saying. Nigga, your mama voting for Kamala Harris. You ain't gonna vote for Kamala? Nigga, you ain't. I'm telling y'all. Mama's boys. Mammy, my mama. My mama vote for Kamala Harris, so I vote like my mama. My mama said, mama, shut the fuck up. Nobody give a fuck what your mama said. On the cool though. Like, no honesty though. Who give a fuck what your mama said? I'm believing because that's what she said that, man. And she's a woman, man. You respect women, dude, and all that. Man, shut the fuck up. And that's what these Democrats push. Listen, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's really getting crazy out here. This is why a situation like this can happen. And they're gonna let you, little dumb black girl, they're gonna let you be the example. They're gonna let you be the example. That's why we gotta stop paying attention to these women created movements. Especially with the black community. We cannot acknowledge that shit. Because it's holding us back. It be fake movements made by lesbians, literally. They don't give a damn about the black community. They done ran off, got their mansion, got their yacht with y'all money. And y'all don't even care no more. Now y'all talking about DEI. Now y'all talking about Target. Now y'all talking about Elon. Like, it's stupid. Who started all of that shit? A white woman and a black woman.
Stress. Wow, some of these abusive men, these vulgar men. But women, one woman has a lie, it changes the whole world. That's how important a woman's truth is. And that's why we have to punish these women for doing this. Rape allegations. Jesus. Dude, this woman changed the whole curse of the world for 2,000 years by just saying, well, I don't know how this baby got in my stomach. Wars have been started. Kingdoms have been crushed. And yes, have men been pieces of shit? Absolutely. But this is why when they say believe all women, it is absolutely dangerous. So much so that the woman who was over the Me Too movement, that she separated from the idea of believing all women. This is why when I challenge you, guys, never believe a woman, right? You got to have proof. You have to have information. You have to have a whole bunch of shit. Well,
that's what I'm saying. This is the world that they want to live in, though. You Republicans like Mitch McConnell, y'all not slick either. You Republicans like Mitch McConnell and Anton Daniels, y'all not slick. They want to talk about these dumbass liberal topics and movements because it deters us away from talking about quote unquote reparations or paying black people for working for 400 years for free and acting like the past doesn't matter. But you live in America that has been here since 1776, so I guess our history doesn't matter. Hmm? When they said black people have been here since BC. Hmm? It's very sick what's going on, man. Very sick.
What if it's your daughter? No, don't fuck that, bruh. We ain't dealing with all that. Let me hear the details. I don't care if it's my daughter or not. But you gotta believe your daughter. No, I don't, motherfucker. I don't have to believe her. All right. I need some evidence. Right? Before I believe her. What about the woman that beat the girl over the head with the baton at the track athlete? And she stayed up there and lied. Like, come on, man. I mean, how many times have you have to go through this before you simple forces come to her rescue and then believe her? Well, she a woman, so we gotta hear her out. No, we don't. We gotta put the damn details together and then say, bitch, you lying. All right, that's facts. Because we just assume, well, I'm a woman at the end of the day, so I'm telling the truth. It's absolutely not. You don't have to believe them. You don't have to believe them. Most of the time they lying or they're embellishing or they're leaving details out. I was physically abused. Okay, when? Show me. Can't show you. And not only that, they be lying on their appearance too. And be lying on your dick. And be lying on your kids. And then they want to sit up here like, well, why would I lie? Jesus.
Action. There's a reaction for every action.
There's a reaction for every action. Man, please. Please, bruh. I mean, protect yourselves at all times, gentlemen. That's the basic point of today's show. Protect yourself. Unfortunately, this man is not going to come back. She don't feel bad about it at all. She doesn't feel bad about it at all. And now she's trying to play the victim, saying, well, I was a woman and I was physically abused. Forget all of that shit. I didn't mean for him to die, but he did, though. He can't come back. Now, I don't know why he ran. That's the other part about it. Like, why he run, though? I'm pretty sure that will be vetted out, and maybe the police did something to him. I have no idea. Maybe they did shoot him in the leg. Maybe they did shoot him in the artery. All right, but I think that.
Well, why did that happen? All of that happened because if the police shot him or he got hit by the gate, regardless, all of this happened because this lady called and lied and said this about this man. Telling y'all, man, it's modern women.
It's part of what I said. When they threaten the police on you unjustified, that is their attempt to delete you.
Right.
That's their attempt to kill you. Yeah, Fannie Willis. Right? Fannie Willis been up there lying her ass off. All right, and then y'all jump up there and there, tell her, girl, I don't believe women. And I don't believe anybody. So don't get offended. I'm not a misogynist. I believe nobody. So it's not that I look at women as liars. I look at everybody as liars. And their number one job is to protect themselves.
Exactly, and that's just more jokingly when women do it because they bad liars. So it's just more jokingly when a woman does it. It's like, oh, I see through all of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? A dude, you just really don't give a fuck. All right, cool, whatever. He's crazy. But when a woman lies, she starts doing all this fantasy shit, and it's kind of entertaining. It's kind of funny that you would be this slow, and they don't mind it. They think that is cute to be exactly how that lady was in that 911 call, lying, calling the police for no reason, playing police games. That's absolutely that's just the epitome of what should be going on in her life. I'm calling the police on this dude. He's been abusing me. I have no proof of this. They went over there and killed him. I don't want to take no responsibility. It has nothing to do with me. They were abusing me. Do you have proof? I don't have proof. I shouldn't have to bring out any proof. I'm a woman. That's literally what she said.
So why would I just say, well, this is a woman, so I'm going to believe her, versus, no, I don't believe that. And you shouldn't either. You shouldn't either. There's no body cam footage. Yeah, that's too bad. All right. That's too bad, man. So because we don't now, we'll never know what happens, but we know what led to it. But who y'all gonna blame? The white man? Y'all gonna blame the white man? They shouldn't have killed him. All right. Anyway, no government name as a Gen Z. I love donating.
I'm gonna blame the white woman. I'm gonna blame the white woman. Cause like this brother said, Emmett Till situation. This black girl is walking in the same steps because what y'all called them back then was slave catchers. It's just turned into the term police today. Y'all don't even understand the way y'all look at police officers and all that shit today got something to do with the mindset of slavery. I'm trying to tell y'all though, man. Like, bro, this dude life is gone right now because of a lie. His life was put under duress because of a lie. I'm trying to tell y'all it's crazy out here, man.
You because you were screwed over. Shout out to you. I thought you already sent that one. And he says right here, as a Gen Z, I get sick of the elders forcing morality and racial politics down on me as a kid. One of my favorite villains is Handsome Jack from the Borderlands game series. He was.
You gotta stop that morality, man. She's a woman, bro. She would never, bro. You gotta stop doing that.
Motherfucking phrase.
Black people so confused. Talking about people worshiping the ancestors. Black people confused. Anytime I see black people not following God, the Most High. I'm not talking about Christianity. I just know they can't read, or probably read at a very, very low grade level. Because literally in the Bible, you can't say white people. White people put that in the Bible. Why would white people put that? That means that everything that they've been saying is a lie about slavery, about all of that. And these are the people that you took from Africa. Because these were the people that was in Africa. These people crazy, man. The creationists and the atheists, they both crazy. Christianity, all of that. It's craziness. The Bible tells the truth, man. Like a lot of people they getting confused, bro. They getting confused. Like they don't know like black people was already in America because we a mixture, y'all. We a mixture. We a mixture of people from Africa, and we is a mixture of people that was already in America. Because when they came with most of the people from Africa, they passed away and they died. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to their soul. So these are not our ancestors. That's another thing. When dude was like, he put up a picture of Harriet Tubman and was like, black people praising ancestors. Them not our ancestors, bro. Them just our great grands. Our real ancestors, bro, as the Israelites in the Bible. Like you're some of the first people on earth, just like African people. Why would we be over here looking how we look? We would look. So we got the same features of now white Caucasian people a little bit. You know, you can see like the light skin variation of us, but we got we got the features of natives and African people. Excuse me. Like we don't all the way look like we don't all the way look like people from Africa, but we don't all the way look like natives because we a mixture. Literally, what they did was they kept the men. That's why Native Americans that's in tribes and all that stuff and got tribe like they all into that belief because they made the men keep going that way, and the men was fighting back and forth and running that way, and they kept the women. So they kept the women, and they literally, my great grandmother was one of my great grands. She was a Native American. But America got all this information, and they'll America got everybody's whole lineage that they don't even know about, and some people just don't even care. So like, I guess, but it's like you're not even supposed to be thinking about that because that's why they teach. That's why they teach evolution in school and science because if they ever was to teach you like the real science that we just was born here, which really makes sense. We was born here from a black person. I was born from a black person, the dark in my skin. Okay, I was born from some really black people from Africa. Like this is what it really is, bro. It's not a joke. You a white person, all right, light skinned person, okay, light skinned black person, okay, boom, because we dominant gene, and then it's like, all right, you was born in the white person, the white person, the white person, like that's really how it is. You was a long line of white people, long line of black people, long line of Chinese people, long line of Arab people. Like this is really what it is. It's not no. We evolved into a man, and we evolved into a strong man because we was weak in Rome, and like white people believe in a fairy tale. It's delusional. They got black people believing that shit now. Now black people just saying, man, we just got here, bro. Like, what do you mean? Like some of these so-called conservatives, Anton Daniels, like he thinks he's a conservative, but he's really liberal. Like to sit up here and say you're not a slave right now, that's like saying like America isn't America right now because it's 2025. Like it's not making sense. Slavery without America wouldn't be what it is today without slavery, and they still haven't paid the slaves, also known as the workers, who was building the infrastructure of this country. You can say whatever you want to say. You can say you didn't go through it or whatever. Your daddy's dad didn't go through it and all that shit. And so you're gonna stop my grind. No, no, this don't got nothing to do with your grind. This don't got nothing to do like I told y'all. The dude that's on the street corner, that's been living on the street corner, homeless for all his life, he need the reparations if he's a black American descendant of slavery. And the dude that's making the move, Tyler Perry, he need reparations. And if they want to donate it down into a program or whatever, maybe they should do it a little bit more inclusively because we see the situation that happened in California with Big U and all that other shit, right? Um, maybe they, you know what I'm saying, they want to donate it, whatever. It needs to happen because that's our respect. It's not a thing like we're begging and all this other shit. We're not begging nobody for shit. It's respecting. How do you tell your kids, all right, you don't tell them you don't give a fuck or you really don't understand to tell them and explain to them the truth. That's our respect, bro. That's our respect. We worked for 400 years and didn't get paid for it. Then they told us they was going to pay for it. They never did. talking about 40 acres. What you gonna do with that and all this other shit? And you want 40 acres? You want man? No, they literally had this shit calculate. Um, they really had this shit calculated and Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for these scores. Yeah, they got this shit all calculated and everything and oh, play by play. That's what I'm like. Wait, what the fuck? Play by play. Yeah, they have it calculated. I went on AJ. What is it? AJ history or something like that. The history channel. They have it literally calculated how much slavery would be accumulated towards the 400 years in the lineage and all this other stuff. Like how much you would average. Every black person, every black American would average $315,000. I believe that, bro. Cause like just think about it, bro. We built houses on these plantations. We built whole communities. We built streets and roads. Like look it up. Black people built we built railroads and everything, bro. We started the infrastructure of these whole communities. And they just be like, man, that was supposed to be those were those days. And black people, like they just basically treat black people like we stupid or something like that. That's why they always commenting on the things that we wear and how we look and stuff like that because they always try to make it seem like we are they always try to make it seem like we we aren't intellectuals, we aren't smart and stuff like that. Like we haven't invented things, we haven't done things like just the simple fact that black people survived slavery, how we did, and we weren't extinct because it was a genocide. Um, that in itself should show how strong the black race is. That in itself. And a lot of black people, bro, they honestly they breaking away from this. They don't even want to. They calling it black culture and all this other stuff. Like they don't even be wanting to be categorized as a black person anymore. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. That's what I was literally just saying. Like they don't even want to be categorized as a black person no more because they starting to see like, damn, bro, like we really looked at it as nothing. So now they want to they start believing it and they start demeaning they people as nothing because like it's crazy, y'all. It's really crazy, man. It's really detrimental to what these like as to what these people have done to my people. Like exactly our lack of consciousness adds to our destruction. If we don't have a consciousness, bro, we don't know who we are. We really is like we really is out here fucked up, bro. If we don't know who we are, man, we gotta know who we are, bro. If you don't know who you are as a black person, you lost half the battle, man. Because these people is really just lying, bro. These people just lied about the timelines, lied about who black people are, lied about where they came from, lied about everything, destroyed their communities, got black people feeling like we ain't done nothing to them since 1865, but we've been beating them all throughout the 1900s, still beating them today. And it's just like, man, it's sad, man. It really is. It's sad, bro. Listen to what your journey won't be easy. It's crazy, man. Black people, man, we just our consciousness it got to raise to a certain level to where it's just like it's bigger than spirituality because spirituality we already too far gone spiritual wise. You know what I'm saying? And reading the Bible and stuff like that for some of y'all is like pulling teeth. Y'all not even gonna read it as just as to read it for information wise. Like y'all not gonna really tap in like the Quran, like all of this stuff, the Muslim shit, like that means to recite the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like this is some of the oldest literature that we have, and it's from our people. What do you think white people was doing during these times? Oh wow, what do you do? The Bible says what white people was doing during these times. We have it in the New Testament. They were kicking ass, whooping ass. They didn't have time. They didn't give a fuck or care to be writing a Bible about peace and harmony. All of the laws that we follow today, they have come from the Bible. Like y'all gotta understand this, bro. It's crazy.
I am so proud to be an American. I love this country. I kiss the ground of this country. But it frightens me. It brings tears to my eyes to talk with people like we're talking to now, 22 years old, and another teenager here. Bob, how old are you?
17.
17. And Bob is in disguise, by the way, not because he's embarrassed or ashamed of being a racist, but because he's a minor, and on television we have to cover his image. These two young men say they are darn proud of being racist as young as they are. They say that blacks and Jews and anybody of color who is not white needs to get out of their way because they say America ought to be a white homeland. How in the world did you guys get involved in an organization that would make you so proudly display swastikas that mean death and destruction to so many people in the world?
It was not a choice. It was something that we had to do. This country's turning into a sewer. I don't like this country for what it is today. I can't say that I'm going to have a job as good as my parents and my grandparents had, and any other white person is pretty much in the same boat.
Why?
Because the country's being overrun by immigrants. We've got the mud flood coming across the border from Mexico.
And what's the mud flood? Mexicans? Is that what you call Mexican immigration, mud floods?
Yep.
Okay.
The mud flood is coming across our borders, taking our jobs.
Have you ever met a Mexican person?
Sure. I live in a ghetto.
We have to deal with them every day.
Every day, all night long.
Get harassed, attacked, everywhere we go.
Bob, let me ask you, at 17 years old, what was the day that you decided, I could join a whole bunch of other groups at 17 years old, but for me, I'm going to join a group that doesn't like anybody but white folks. What made you decide, Bob? What was it in your life that made you sign up?
When I was 14, I was going to middle school, and I started noticing all the Jews.
This is the type of white delusion that we dealing with. You see the lady that's asking questions. Why would you deal with only white people? Why would you be in a group of white people that don't like other races? Why do Chinese people come over here and have restaurants and only have one black person working there, or don't have any black people working in there? Why do other races have different establishments where they only let in their people? But when black people do it and white people do it, it causes a disgruntled vibe because of the Martin Luther King thing. Before he was about to pass away, when he was about to pass away, he said, man, I led my people into a burning building. And this is the burning building that we're talking about. Because this lady is trying to reason with people that are being said, and I quote, it says he was a Ku Klux Klan member. This man said he's a Ku Klux Klan member, and she's trying to reason with him and turn the other cheek with him. You see what I'm saying? That's where we went wrong at. And there's black people that still carry that, all that Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. That is just, all of that is just, them is basically like agents. These are agents who come in and act like this lady that's asking the questions and try to, oh, it's peace to the Middle East and all this other shit. Like, all that is fake. That's fake, y'all. It's a whole race or group of people that don't like your race or group of people. That's just how it is. And the Bible explains that. And when you read the Bible, you start to understand and look at the world different. You don't want to be friends with these people. You don't want to be in these people's face trying to ask them questions because you already know how they feel about you. So all of this other morality, fake BS that these people be trying to put on is fake. The Democrats try to use this to their advantage because they using the people that they claim to agree with. They just using them as they pawns to get their mission pushed across. They don't care about all the stuff that they Kamala Harris that said that she cared about. Sex changes for people in jail. They don't care about that type of stuff. That's why when they put the commercial out, everybody during the football game, everybody was like, "What the fuck?" Kamala Harris wants sex changes for inmates. That's where our tax dollars are going to, and they show her actually saying it. Like nobody cares about none of that stuff in real life. It's all fake. They went, so that's why I keep on saying they went too far left. We gotta reel them back. No, you guys allow these people to spend the whole America. Y'all didn't spend the whole country. So if this was in what I want to take it in the '90s, you can see why we are where we are now.
The blacks around me, how they get the special privileges, and I just got sick and tired of it. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to do something for our race before it dies out. It's going to die out soon.
That brings up a very good question. The affirmative action thing. They say that affirmative action was made for the minorities to get special privileges, special jobs, and all this kind of stuff. All right, well, you look around in New York City. The white people are the vast minority here, as in our area where we live in St. Paul. And why is there still affirmative action? It's a big joke. It's to spit on the white race. That's
so why don't you do something constructive, like learning to vote and being part of a government movement to bring up another voice, as opposed to hating people?
We're part of a government movement. We're for a new government, national.
They're part of. They say they are part of the Ku Klux Klan. That's their government movement. That the government somehow will not. They will not bring in a RICO with them. They won't bring up a RICO case with these people. Right? And they're a government movement. Y'all gotta understand what's going on, y'all, because if you don't understand this type of shit, you're just gonna be a lost ass nigga out here thinking you could just do whatever you want to do, and this isn't going on. There's a white delusion that's going on that has now affected black people. Black people are walking around, they don't know who they are, where they come from, their lineage or anything. They don't know nothing because of this lie that has been perpetuated continuously for a reason.
Socialist government.
Not my government. Not my government. Let me tell you, we've earlier in the show, we met Johnny Lee Clary, who's the former imperial wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. He says he's changed his ways. He's no longer a racist, and he believes he can take the two of you and turn your lives around. Get rid of this racist attitude. Do you believe that he can do that?
Hell no.
No way.
Wait a minute. Who's this man down here in the hood saying, heck no? You don't like him either. He said he was a traitor to the white race. Is that what you think too? Come on, stand up. What's your name?
William Nathan McKinney.
Mm-hmm. What's your name?
William Nathan McKinney.
Okay, and you represent what group?
Rebels Knife of the Ku Klux Klan.
The Ku Klux Klan.
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, you don't believe that Jimmy could change somebody like you?
Hell no.
Mm-hmm. Are you? I guess you're proud to see young people like this.
Yes, ma'am, I sure am.
Why?
Because I was born in the white race, I'll die in the white race, and that's the way it is.
And I love you because you're just a good person, maybe, and it didn't have anything to do with you being white. So why can't...
See, I don't know who this is speaking. I think it's Oprah, but she's like, oh, I love you. All of that is fake. With a dude that's a Ku Klux Klan member, what he doing, that's really how he feels. That's not how he really feels because he's being, you know what I'm saying, disrespectful or boisterous and racist, or that's what y'all call it. He's literally telling her how he really feels. Now the lady that's asking the questions, that's where we moved into the world where people just walk around like, oh, I love you, and it's people that don't get that though. Men don't get that though today. And people can say, oh, this is why. And they'll say, oh, this is why because men are racist and men are this and men are that. And no, these people really don't like you. So she's in a white delusion. Back then, she was in a white delusion and trying to, I love you. You a good guy. But he just told you that he only believed white people. He's in a Ku Klux Klan, so he has a certain belief about white people over black people. But you still trying to be next to him and still trying to love him. And
you give that back to me.
Because, I tell you, everybody should stay with their own kind. Black should stick with black. White should stick with white.
I can't tell you how many good.
That man just told her. He just told her. Blacks should stick with blacks. Whites should stick with whites. And people say, nah, man, that's old time thinking, this and that. That's segregation, Jim Crow era. These type of people that's still around. They still around. That's somebody granddad. That's somebody people. That's somebody uncle. That's somebody real life. That's they people. The dudes that's talking, the other dudes, younger dudes that's talking, that's somebody folks. Today. They might say, no, I don't feel like that anymore, and that's not. You don't know how them people feel. So when they come out and say this type of stuff, you need to listen to them. And the ones that, even the ones that be like, man, I don't do that. No, you need to listen to them too, extra hard, because these people, they don't like you. They don't like you. It's not going. It's not. Oh man, it's not happening. Slavery isn't happening to us right now. It's the fact that it's happened and it's affected us. Where we could be. Y'all always talking about where we could be from when the white man say where we could be. You'd be like, yeah, where we could be as Americans, me. But you don't think about your lineage. When white people say where we could be, they talking about their forefathers. Don't we got Mount Rushmore? And they call them those supposed to be our forefathers, right? But I look crazy walking around talking about my forefathers, George Washington, who else is there? Abraham Lincoln. Everybody would be looking at me crazy like them ain't your forefathers, them even Democrats. So what mattered for them is not gonna matter for you, Anton Daniels. This is why we need reparations, because obviously what's going on with them is something completely different as to what's going on with us. They still look at us like slaves because they never paid us. And for y'all to not understand that is because y'all in a white delusion.
And that's the way it is.
And I love you because you're just a good person, maybe, and it doesn't have anything to do with you being white. So why can't you give that back to me?
Because, I tell you, everybody should stick with their own kind. Black should stick with black. White should stick with white.
I can't tell you how many good friends I wouldn't have if I took your advice.
Yeah, but what you gonna do with them little nigglets running around here like?
Oh, no.
You heard what he said? And you heard what she said? I don't think I will have any good friends. Man, I salute the On the Shoulders of the Giants. On the Shoulders of Giants podcast. That's sad. And white people and black people will be like, man, racism is so long ago, bro. You gotta let that go. This is like the 90s. This is like the 90s right here. Can't be the 80s. This is like the 90s. This man said this. And y'all just walking around like, la-di-da-di-da. I don't give a fuck about anything that's going on. I'm not gonna tell my kids the truth. I don't give a fuck if they learn a lie in school. Y'all just stupid. The way that y'all look at the world is just stupid. Look how he talking to her. She talking about something. I just think that we should love you, and I turn the other cheek and don't be mean and racist to me. This is why all of this stuff is going on, bro. This is why today you see how she's acting, the lady interviewing, this is how they act on a popular balloon show. They go to the people that pop their balloon. They're not interested in you. Face value wise, they don't know your character, and they probably shouldn't know your character. They're not interested in you, which means a lot. And as far as a woman, it means something when she pops her balloon on the Pop the Balloon channel, because she's not attracted to you physically, which means it trumps more. It's on a higher pedestal for her. Because we just seen a woman that got young Scooter unalive. She wearing all that makeup and fake hair and stuff like that. That means something to her. What's on the outside? So she popped her balloon, and now you want to go see why. Why do you pop your balloon? Why don't you want to be with me? Can you tell me why you don't want to be with me? You simping. Fuck that shit. Get on your shit. Get on your grind. Worry about what you got to worry about. Worry about your narrative. Because their narrative, I know they don't want to hear this. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't. And that's what this white dude is telling her, and she not understanding. She want to change his narrative. Some of y'all don't think logically, but I digress.
Whyte should stick with Whyte.
I can't tell you how many good friends I wouldn't have if I took your advice.
Yeah, but what you gonna do with them little nigglets running around here like?
Oh, no. Now listen, one of the things I'm real proud of myself of is that no matter what you throw at me, I'm still gonna love you. There's nothing you can do to me to make me hate you.
See, and all the people, we gonna clap because we feel kind of bad. We feel kind of bad that he just sat up there and talking about she gonna have some little what he said, nigglets running around, and he's a white man talking to her like this, so we just gonna clap, and because that was crazy, and we feel bad for her. We gonna clap. I don't care what you say, I'ma still love you. You can stop me out. You could unalive me. I'ma love you, white man. They don't understand. They didn't understand then, and they damn sure don't understand now. So if they didn't understand then, they don't understand what's going on now.
Nothing. I love you, sir. I love you, sir. And all I ask is that you respect people because we're in people's homes now.
I don't hate you.
Okay, but don't say words that would degrade the people I come from, okay?
The point is, I don't hate black. Mm-hmm. The point is, they should stay with their own kind.
The psychology, consciousness, and behavioral tendencies of individuals and societies are to a very significant extent the product of their personal and collective histories. Both personal and collective psychology are constructed from those experiences which can be consciously retrieved from memory, as well as those experiences which have been forgotten or repressed, but which still represent themselves in individual and collective habits, tendencies, traditions, emotional responsives, perspectives, ways of processing information, attitudes, and reflex-like reactions to certain stimuli and situations.
Ways of processing information. Some of y'all don't even realize y'all don't even process information the same as these people. This is really my shoulders. This is what I'm trying to do. Just like on the shoulders of giants. And salute to everybody, you know what I'm saying? The videos that I used today and reacted to. This is like a survival guide for black people. That's not on that fuck shit. That's really trying to build. Y'all don't process information the same as these people that called the police on young Scooter and Xavier Worthy. Or the dudes that's in the streets and telling on each other. Y'all don't process information. We process information differently.
Both types of experiences interacting with current perceptions are utilized by individuals and groups to achieve certain material and non-material ends. The psychology of individuals and groups may also, in part, be constructed from historical and experimental amnesia. That is, when an individual or a group is compelled by various circumstances to repress important segments of his or its formative history.
That's Anton Daniels. He has amnesia as to what, well, you wasn't a slave. All right, so these people spit on you and your people being slaves. That's what you come from. And told you, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and we not going to give you your inheritance that your great grands worked so hard for. So now you have amnesia. We whipped you into shape.
He or it at the same time loses access to critically important social, intellectual, and technical skills associated with that history, which could be used to resolve current problems. Consequently, to some lesser or greater degree, the individual or group may be handicapped or disadvantaged by the resulting amnesia.
Yes.
Finally, individual and group psychology are in part constructed from the perception he or it has of his or its history. The inference is drawn from that history about the kind of person or group he or it may be, what other persons or groups think of him or it, and the destiny that awaits him or it. The character of individual and collective consciousness and the range of their behavioral possibilities are very significantly influenced by the quality of their recordings and recollections of their historical experiences. To manipulate history is to manipulate consciousness. To manipulate consciousness is to manipulate possibilities. And to manipulate possibilities is to manipulate power.
Man.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Happy Monday.
Man,
welcome.
Shout out to On the Shoulders of Giants, man. He reading the falsification of African consciousness, man. Salute to Joseph Ward, the founder of On the Shoulders of Giants. That was very powerful, man. That was crazy.
Back to On the Shoulders of Giants. I am Joseph Ward, and I am beginning my reading of Dr. Amos Wilson's The Falsification of African Consciousness, Eurocentric History, Psychiatry, and the Politics of White Supremacy. And I'm actually starting with reading the introduction. I usually, for the most part, don't read the introduction, but after reading this introduction, the information was kind of capturing me, it was grabbing me, so I wanted to make sure I start with this introduction. And then the next video, we're going to start with chapter 1. But getting into the introduction of what Dr. Wilson is talking about and tying it to the video. Because we're talking about like I said, the psychology, the consciousness, and behavioral tendencies of individuals and societies are to a very extent the products of their personal and collective histories. Now, what does that mean for us here in today in 2024 in America in 2024? We are where we are as Black people in America. We are where we are because of the collective history and the collective consciousness that we've developed, the history that we've lived, and the consciousness that we've developed since being brought here in America, versus the history and the consciousness of white people or even white supremacists. Why are we in the position that we're in versus why are the white supremacists in the position that they're in, right? Because if we're talking about consciousness, what is the state of consciousness of Black people in America versus the state of consciousness to white people in America? And now in 2024, can't even just say just white people. What's the state of consciousness of the Asian group? What's the state of consciousness of the Hispanics? What is the state of consciousness of all non-Black groups of people? Because these people are our competition, whether we want them to be or not. They are our competition. So what is the state of consciousness of us in relation to our competition? Yes, America is supposed to be a melting pot, but it's not. You see in the video, those gentlemen representing the KKK. Those gentlemen representing these neo-racist groups who are continuing the legacy of racism and white supremacy. In order for white supremacy to continue, people have to be willing to uphold the principles and the ideologies of white supremacy, right? White supremacy cannot continue if a group of white people say, you know what, we're not going to continue white supremacy. But there's enough white people who understand their benefits, who understand the benefit for them of having white supremacy, to continue to dominate especially black people, but all non-white people in the West and in the world. So you saw the men in the video, basically, especially the older black man, talking about staying with your own kind. I thought it was interesting and fruitless the way Rolando was trying to appeal to his moral sensibilities, right? Appeal to his morals. Hey, I love you no matter how racist you are. And in my mind, I'm like, that's idiotic. That's very idiotic to try to love the racism out of somebody. That's not going to happen. They had the guy backstage, Jimmy Lee, I guess that was his name, the guy backstage, and that's supposed to be her example of how to come out of the racist space, her not really understanding that white supremacy, racism still exists today because there's a necessity for white people to have it. They don't want to give up their position. They will not give up their position.
It's not even a position, it's just the right thing to do. Play black people for working for 400 years, and y'all lied about how many years it really was, but we're gonna say, quote unquote, 400 years. Like, oh, this, if we say it was less time, then that must mean that it was much non greater than what it really was. Like, no, it was much longer than that. 400 years is a god darn long time. Just imagine I tell you, you about to work for 400 years. You about to work for free for 5 years. You will have a fit. You about to work for free for the rest of your life. Deal with it. And you just looking at it, you are in an amnesia, delusional state. You don't even acknowledge it because you spit on your ancestors now. The white people don't even got to do it for you. You spit on your people. You spit on your lineage now. Because you love, like that lady was saying, I thought that was Oprah, but her name was Rolanda. You love these people, even though they so racist and so wicked towards you. You love them. You don't think they should be held accountable. You love them. Don't think they should be held accountable. You love them.
Talked about in the last week's video with Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. Over their dead bodies. It's the over their dead bodies mentality that we're dealing with white supremacists, right? And so Dr. Wilson, toward the end of this, he says, I passed it. Where am I? Okay. He says, to manipulate history is to manipulate consciousness. First of all, in order for you to manipulate history, you have to have power to manipulate the history of another group of people. If I'm a stronger group or equal group to you, I will not allow you to manipulate my history because I will be telling my history. To manipulate consciousness is to manipulate possibilities. So they're going to tell their version of our history, and then they're going to implant a consciousness of programming in us, i.e. the Negro mindset, implant a consciousness in us that will be counterproductive to us becoming a powerful group of people. And to manipulate to manipulate consciousness is to manipulate possibilities, right? So look at the degradation that continues to come out of us who have the Negro mindset, that harbor and push the Negro.
That's crazy. They basically what these people are saying, what I see what white people are saying over the past couple of years, is that black people aren't powerful enough and aren't powerful enough to get justice. So we're not gonna get justice. We aren't gonna be allowed justice because we're not powerful enough. That's what they're saying. They might not be saying directly, but they're saying it passive aggressively. And it's messed up, man. It's messed up, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. It's messed up. And it's crazy. You got to be like, oh, no victim shit. The victim, because people have made it that, because people love to gaslight black people. and everybody jumps on the narcissist train with Caucasian people and it allows this shit to happen because it's easier that way. Actually sticking up for somebody is, you know what I'm saying, that's null and void. And we're gonna act like we care about this situation, act like we care about that situation. Like dude was talking about what was he saying? The Me Too movement and the sole creator of that movement, quote unquote creator of that stupid shit, was like moving away from it, like Black Lives Matter and shit like that. Like we gotta stop doing that when women coming out and start just saying shit. Like no, that's why the black community is where it's at right now. That's why Martin Luther King said he's leading his people into a burning building.
My back pitchers last night combined. Burns had 8, Beeks had 1, Martinez.
Podcast. Download Locked On Mariners right now on the SXM app, available with all trials and popular plans, or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Locked On Mariners.
Hi, this is Alexa. Did you know you can listen to this game on devices with Amazon Alexa? Download the SiriusXM app, then tell me to play the Mariners on SiriusXM.
Conine 3 for 15 on the young season. That's in 6 games.
Cubsters. Well, all right, y'all. Got locked back in, man. Appreciate y'all for the like. Salute to y'all. I'll be back soon